We've got two Mad Titans, a cosmic Ghost Rider, and they're all going up against Silver Surfer with the power of Mjolnir. This is going to be epic. What's up, everybody? I'm Stan, and welcome to Detail Comics, where we go over comics in detail. This is an iRate review, a show where I go over a comic book, its story, its art, give you my impressions, and let you know whether it's something you should go back to the comic book shop for or not. Make sure you subscribe to get more of these every single week. The book that I want to talk about right now is Thanos number 17, where we see the Mad Titans. We've got Thanos and King Thanos teamed up with the Cosmic Ghost Rider going up against the Silver Surfer, wielding the power of Mjolnir. In this final showdown, we're going to see what this former Herald of Galactus, wielding this Asgardian power, can do against these two Titans and a Cosmic Ghost Rider. I am super excited, and given the visuals, I think everybody else should be. But let's dive in and see what we got. Fresh off the reveal of Silver Surfer holding Mjolnir in his hands, we jump into Thanos number 17. So Thanos number 17 is getting close to the conclusion of this story arc, and as we saw in the May solicits, Thanos isn't going to be around much longer. So we've only got this issue and the last one to go. So when we dive into issue number 1, we see not necessarily the story of Norrin Radd's Silver Surfer, but we see how he came to possess Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor. Working to become worthy, he's now holding it high above the two Mad Titans and the Cosmic Ghost Rider, ready to show down. While Thanos, King Thanos, just says to him, "I'm going to kill you with that hammer, Norrin." Silver Surfer doesn't necessarily take that in the most correct way, but the battle is about to begin. You've got Silver Surfer raging in, and he just thrusts the hammer into the chest of King Thanos, blasting Cosmic Ghost Rider and the younger Thanos with a lightning bolt. Power of cosmic rays flying left and right, until finally he calls down the lightning, basically tearing the entirety of the Citadel to sunder. It's just nothing left. Of course, it's not just the Mad Titans. The Cosmic Ghost Rider, this other Herald of Galactus that also wields the power cosmic, comes blasting out on what appears to be some sort of fiery surfboard. Of course, the former Herald of Galactus that wields the power of Mjolnir doesn't really care, as he swipes the hammer upright, crushing the skull and tearing open this Cosmic Ghost Rider's chest, basically obliterating this person. There's no more threat from that Herald of Galactus. Thanos knows something else. He's just looking over at Norrin saying, "You don't know what you've unleashed, something you cannot hope to contain." Silver Surfer thinks he's talking about him. However, we know where the dog sleeps in this castle, and the Hulk just bursts through the floor, ready to take on the Silver Surfer, smashing him into the Citadel again, right into the Temple of Death, this giant statue that the Titans had raised towards their Lady Love. As he sits there, we see the Hulk come jumping in. Hulk kill, ready to just absolutely destroy the Silver Surfer, who grabs him by the throat, holding him at bay, as the Hulk just keeps punching him and smashing him in the face, blood coming from his knuckles. The resiliency of the Silver Surfer, this cosmic entity holding this Asgardian artifact, is staggering. Of course, he talks down his friend, the person that he's associated with, Bruce Banner, brings him back to life, and then the big problem is that Thanos is still there. Thanos has yet to be defeated. And again, we go back to an earlier bit from the beginning of the comic where Thanos is talking to Silver Surfer, but not really talking to Silver Surfer. More of a key to his partner in crime, the older version of himself, who takes the Sword of Surtur and thrusts it through both Bruce Banner and Norrin Radd, just plunging it into their depths, the cosmic blood spilling from the Surfer and the shock and hot redness pouring from Bruce Banner. This mortal man, this once Hulk who is cast aside, no longer breathing, as we see the Titans in synchronicity, tossing the Sword of Surtur to one side, teaming up against this cosmic foe, this last person, the one that they needed to kill in order to pay homage to their Lady Love, almost as if they're the same person doing the same thing, as if they had been practicing this choreography. It's just the swipe of the Sword of Surtur taking off the arm of Norrin Radd as the hammer cascades out into nothingness, and we finally see the Mad Titan Thanos fulfill his promise. After we see young Thanos smashing him across the face, after King Thanos grabs him by the skull, he says, "What did I tell you about that hammer?" as he takes the head of Norrin Radd and smashes it across the dormant handle. The blood of the Silver Surfer pouring and spurting everywhere that you possibly can. Death is watching this. She's observing this act, these two Titans that are trying to vie for her love, both from the past and from the present. And she just laughs at the gift that they're giving her. And this is where we see the end. It was done. There's nobody left. The Cosmic Ghost Rider's gone. Silver Surfer no longer wields Mjolnir and lies there with his head impaled upon its handle. And you see the two Titans standing at the altar of the lady that they love, and they see out in the distance a person an entity, the single remaining piece of the universe that isn't these two. On the blackened, desolate earth, we see Death walking across the wasteland, dressed in a wedding dress. And that's going to lead us into the final issue of Thanos. And when we take a look at the second cover of this, when we take a look at the preview that happens at the end of all these issues, we see the young Thanos battling King Thanos, Sword of Surtur in hand, gauntlets on, armor ready, and the face of Death sitting in the background. So this is going to be Thanos taking on himself to vie for the one entity that they can always love, the missing piece of their puzzle. So when we take a look back at the story of Thanos Wins is interesting simply because it's outlandish. It's outlandish in its nature, it's outlandish in its art, the concept of everything, of King Thanos decimating the entirety of the universe, sending the cosmic Ghost Rider back in time to bring his younger self together. Are we going to see King Thanos win, essentially erasing himself from the current Marvel continuity? Thanos 18 is going to be the last issue in this series. It's going to be the last issue in the story. There's no issue coming out in May. There's nothing coming out in June. This is going to be the finality, and you're going to see Donny Cates' run conclude with Geoff Shaw on Thanos once we get into April. And I can't wait to see where it finishes up. But Geoff Shaw has done a phenomenal job really setting himself apart from other artists in this series, and it's really kind of elevated the entire experience of the story. And Donny Cates is just kind of a madman when it comes to telling stories overall. His Doctor Strange run is super weird. Heading into Loki Sorcerer Supreme, his run on Thanos has been epic, and I can't wait to see what he does with Venom, which comes out in May. So Thanos number 17 is a must-buy book. You're going to want to pick this one up in trade. It's going to probably go down as a relatively memorable Thanos story. Not necessarily Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, Infinity itself, the Jim Starlin stuff. It's not going to be that level. It's going to be something completely different that a lot of different people can appreciate. But I want to know what you guys think about Thanos and Thanos Wins, so hit me up in the comments down below and we can start that conversation. As always, if you like what you see, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to get more news, reviews, and commentary on comic books, comic book movies, comic book TV shows and games, and anything and everything inside the world of comics.